honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, permanent secretaries, principal and under secretaries, and the experts. My name is Republic of Tanzania. According to the principles of meeting, it is a requirement that all partner states present and to this extent we have and the chairperson of the East African Regional Consultative Process Organization from the Republic of South Sudan and West Africa. Integration from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Therefore, the DRC is available as my president and the people of the Republic of South Sudan. We have village. Secretary session. And then after that, we play for lunch. And then after that, this is our agenda. Unless somebody has anything that they want to add. If not, then we have to Ambassador Joseph Rutabana. I am the High Commissioner of the country of Uganda to Uganda, and I am here sitting in for my Minister of Labor appointment meeting today. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Mr. Edward Kikwete. I'm the Minister for Labor, Youth Employment and People with Disability from Tanzania. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I'm Chair David Williams. The first country is the Republic of South Sudan. The delegate you can understand. The Republic of Congo. And the delegates, yes. Thank you. Republic of Burundi. Thank you. Republic of Kenya. Thank you very much. Yes, Kenya were very good to that. The presentation is very good. I think they are learning more than men. Republic of Rwanda. expansive respective capacities, including what we call in China, as a represent with special interests, with technical experts. contingence pour les migrants. Là, ça porte sur les consultations régionales. Et le budget estimé, c'est à 5 millions. Les partenaires concernés, c'est les États partenaires, c'est les partenaires de développement et les partenaires sociaux. Et nous avons deux interventions générer des retournées, des déplacements.
Learning missions for country.
Because we now have, I think the Secretary will have to reattend some of this intervention.
Yes, there should be something. Is he standing alone?
Harmonize data and clean as we proceed. There was a budget already put here, and there must be a priority areas for it. And we say revise the preparedness response plan. That is
Immigration and
human mobility inclusion. We still have the current WASH project to the flagship program.
the flagship program. C, strengthen capacity building on health emergencies. And D, strengthen regional coordination
for applications of
health certificate, including health personnel.
Complete the B of it.
B say scale up the current WASH project to a flagship program. That is to say, undercover areas
sustainable integrations of One Health preventions
of zoonotic diseases, water access also in a drought front area, schools and communities gathering points. C, strengthened capacity building on health emergencies, that is to do with the training on HBMM, emergency response, cross-border simulations exercise. And D, strengthened regional coordinations for accreditations of a health certificate, including health personnel competencies, COVID tests, vaccinations, and others, and develop regional SOP for health management along transport corridor for COVID. E, develop or adopt guidelines for one's health approach in cross-border areas using pilot cross-border collaborations project. F, establish and strengthen coordination mechanism and collaborations for an effective cross-border response to health emergencies. Under health system development and service delivery in immigrations affected areas along mobility corridor and for overseas labor migrations. There is A, strengthen health facility service delivery in hotspot areas, that is rapid response team, outreach, health workforce, emergency health and equipment. B, is build consistent SOPs and accredited clinic for pre-departure medical screening for migrant workers for EAC countries and non-EAC such as the GCC. And the budget estimate was 4 million, which we say the Secretariat would harmonize and clean that site. There are other interventions which are down, which start from C, is regional coordinations for accreditations of health competencies, harmonizations of protocols. D, strengthen a regional monitoring mechanism on occupations health for migrants in EAC and overseas with the data groups. And E, advocate for strengthening integrated cross-border surveillance that is to do with animals and human diseases. F, contribute to strengthening cross-border molecular and etymological surveillance for animals and human diseases. 2, yes.
Under D, are you talking about monitoring mechanisms? Because it can't be mechanics. Strengthen remove the A and regional monitoring. I think it's mechanisms.
E.
It's not mechanics.
Okay. I think my document is the one which was not well corrected, but it's mechanism. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe the occupation is occupational health. Health for migrants. Occupational health. Yeah, complete that.
Occupational health. Yes, thank you with that interventions, and the Secretariat has captured that. In 2, which is on migrations, health, governance, and advocacy. The interventions are A, support situation analysis of the legislative framework, develop regional policy guidelines on access to health care services and eliminations of gender, culture, and social barriers to access health care services to pandemic like COVID-19, pregnancies, sexually transmitted infections, tuberculosis and HIV, and hepatitis. C, facilitate technical expertise for the reporting of the health aspect of GCM accountability mechanism. D, establish regional coordinations for migrations health integrations into existing platform. E, strengthens coordinations and collaborations mechanism to effect responses to health emergencies. F, establish TWGs to collect, analyze, and disseminate quality and timely data for migrants and first release. G, develop regional framework to manage diseases outbreak, including mental health. H, facilitate benchmarking on adaptations, guidelines, policies on One Health programs. I, develop guidelines to facilitate movement of animals across borders, including provisions of vaccinations of animals and people. J, develop a regional scorecard on migrants' health to continuous access progress on key indicators and hold ourselves accountable. The budget line estimate is $1,500,000. The responsible.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, under B, focusing more on COVID-19, but in this region we've had Ebola, now we have Mpox. I don't know whether we should not find a way for including them because they've been happening in the region.
I think the Secretariat has taken that intervention because these are emerging diseases that are already in the regions and must be captured there. And the stakeholders responsible for this are the EAC, partner state, IOM, development, and social partners. If there is no any other interventions, I can proceed to a thematic area, which is the final thematic area on harmonizations of policies and laws on migration. The one, harmonization of policies and laws on migration. The interventions are A, support the review and harmonize existing laws and policies on migration thematic areas, including e-immigration policies, labor migration policies, counter-trafficking bill. B, develop an action plan for the implementation of the recommendations of the EAC scorecard 2018 on the free movement of labor, right of establishment and residence. C, conduct a mapping of regional laws and policies related to migrations using the EAC scorecard. The budget estimate is 5 million, and the stakeholders responsible are EAC, partner state, IOM, development, and social partner. And the duration is 5 years from 2025 to 2030. 2, governance and institutional strengthening. The interventions is only one intervention, which is holistic, undertake, survey, and rationalizations of the existing TWGs under the EAC institutional framework to determine relevant TWGs to host migrations thematic areas. And the budget is 50,000 estimate. EAC, partner state, IOM, development, and social partner are the responsible on this. The period is also the same, 5 years. 3 is data, statistic, and research. The interventions are A, develop regional TOR and a data sharing framework or MOU. B, develop guidelines for harmonizations of migration statistic. C, establish an inter-rec collaborations platform on statistic and data sharing. D, establish coordination mechanism on data, research, and statistics to link RCP with other platforms in the regions. The estimated budget is 200,000, and the stakeholder responsible are EAC, partner state, IOM, development, and social partners. The period is 5 years, remain the same. And finally, 4 is awareness creations on EAC RCP interventions. And there is one holistic intervention, which is develop and implement an RCP communication strategy. And that strategy estimate budget is 500,000. And the responsible stakeholders are EAC, partner state, IOM, development, and social partners. And that goes for 5 good years. The total estimate budget for this is 6,200,000 estimated budget to implement these interventions, and the stakeholders remain the same. EAC, partner state, IOM, development partners, development and social partners. And this goes for 5 years. With this, Honorable Chair, I submit on this is the draft action plan. Thank you so much.
Don't go away, you stand there. Now, you have been talking of million. Now, what is the total of all these millions? This is number one. Number two, let me go back to the question asked by a minister from Kenya. How do you mobilize this money? How do you divide? Who is to pay what? All right, because you lump it, partners and what and what. do you have actually a breakdown for any country to pay what? How do we mobilize this money?
Thank you so much. I will welcome my brother from the EAC, Stephen, to answer some of the questions. And maybe IOM, who have been mentioned all along. How do we break down all these kind of millions of dollars? Stephen.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Chairperson. Chairperson, under Article 71 of the Treaty for Establishment of EAC, Secretariat has a mandate to mobilize resources. On this particular assignment, the EAC Secretariat will mobilize resources, the IOM, and the partner states. So the EAC Secretariat will work with the partner states and the IOM to mobilize. And we shall mobilize from international organizations such as UNHCR, ILO, as listed chair. Chairperson will submit.
What the Secretariat will mobilize and what IOM will mobilize. Because we have to know. Now, you don't just put it just like that. What is the division between us and between the Secretariat and the IOM? Or IOM has the muscle to mobilize all this money alone? If they have that, and then I will be happy.
Chairperson, IOM is also here. They can also give a word, but we shall indeed work together to mobilize. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, am I recognized? Chair, as I mentioned in my remarks, IOM has been working very closely with the EAC to mobilize resources. I mentioned the joint program with IOM, EAC, and UNDP, focusing on one particular area, but that's one approach that we have, and this is where we need the support of all of the member states. We cannot give you a breakdown now. This is an action plan that requires more technical discussions. I would urge Your Excellencies and Honorable Ministers to approve the action plan as it is, and then we can go into the technical details as to how to raise it. But we do welcome the support of the individual partner states to raise that funding. I myself have had conversations with a number of donors. I don't want to put them on the spot about this and what it means to them. What every single donors have said to me when I have conversation to them is, we want to make sure that the EAC, fulfill its promise, but we want to make sure that all of the protocols that have been signed are implemented. So the donors have an interest in seeing those implemented. Some states are moving at different speed. What we would want is at some point all of the partner states to be at the same level of implementation of the protocols and at the same speed. But the donors are here. This is why the action plan is important. We could come to them with a project. They said, okay, we don't want to see individual project. We want to see a continuum. You want to create an ecosystem to make sure that the common market protocol is implemented and the free movement protocols are implemented across the board. So this is a very good blueprint and a roadmap for when we have a conversation with the donors, we could say, this is what we have. And it shows when you have all the partner states signing off on it, it shows that there was a conversation, we deliberated, and there is a clear idea of where to go. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Okay, Phyllis.
Our concern as part of the institutions that are also supporting EAC in terms of member state is this activity on labor and migration is already from the plan for 5 years, it's back to back. And the EAC as an institution is taking care of several other aspects that again need funding. So if you look at the budget, the way it's been put, it's so ambitious on labor and migration as a single aspect. Yet the same EAC has several other functions that are supposed to be done by them in the member states. So I'm looking at when the budget is like this for EAC, migration and labor, then what happens with the other several activities that fall under EAC? And there are still, of course, the challenge of some countries not remitting is also real. So if EAC commits on labor this much, then what does EAC speak to in terms of the donors for the other pending activities, just in case the member states do not remit as it's been desired? Thank you.
Yeah, I think you, the Secretariat, on my opening remarks, I thank you very much for your hard work. But it seems now that you have not completed. You don't want us to rest. And you want us to go and make calculation. I am not good in mathematics. Now you want to give us another work to go and calculate how much do we need on this document. Think that you should have put. This is number one. Number two, I think we need to sign something that we know, because we are going to report this into our principal. It's not we alone. Now, according to IOM now, he is committing us for signing, which we don't know how much am I going to pay, and later on he will tell me that you pay the whole budget because you have signed. All right? So I don't want that. So unless you assure us that you are going to work on it, and then you give us but it is important so that we know each country, and the minister, she is right. We are not okay, all of us, when it comes to economical situation. But I think I want you regional director of IOM. All right? If you can assure us that I must double my efforts, and then you meet the cause. I think that will be good, because now you are going to commit us, and then tomorrow you are going to tell us, because this one is going to be a legal document, and you are not going to go away from it. We have already signed it. All right? And our principal will tell us who told you that to go and sign this 20 million or 30 million. So it's become a problem. So I think we need really be very clear.
This is an action plan. It happens to be costed, but it could have been an action plan that has no cost to it. It's always good to have a costed action plan so you see what it's going to cost. It's a way forward. So it's not a budget committing any member state to anything, but it's an action plan that shows where we should go and what it would cost to get there. I cannot speak for the EAC Secretariat, because there are some of the points that were made that was strictly for them. I just want to clarify that this action plan, it's always good to have the cost, but it's not something that is committing the member states or even the EAC, but these are guideposts to tell us where we should go and what it would take to get there. So it's not any firm commitment as to the report. This is an action plan annexed to the report. If that's that. But we are committed to work with the EAC Secretariat to do joint resource mobilization. We've done that before, and we're going to continue to do it.
Chair, thank you very much. I think this document needs to be understood as an action plan. If you go to any donor with an action plan that is not costed and you don't have an idea how much the activities that you're presenting will cost, it doesn't help you. So from here in this particular document, no partner state or EAC Secretariat or IOM in that regard is committing to giving money. It's very clear. It's an action plan of action, but it helps joint resource mobilization between all partners. And also, maybe for your information, some of these activities listed are already funded from the beginning. That's IOM money that's already in this plan. There is ongoing projects that are also in there. But this will actually help EAC, partner states, that this document is there and there is a plan for 5 years to complete these activities. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Allow me to. Sorry. It's okay. I use this one. Yes, thank you. I am not sure if the Secretariat is following what the chairman and my minister from Kenya is asking. I'm not sure if they're following or they're deliberately avoiding to answer. Because the question here is that we all know that we have challenges, financial challenges, in raising the requisite amounts of money that we need in EAC. Now, this is one item, and it requires $6.2 million. So what my minister from Kenya is thinking, are you going to ask me that money, at least from my country, I am sure, because then we have to go back to Parliament. And that is, I think, what the chairman is saying, that is IOM going to be able to raise this money? Because if you ask the partner states, because every item here, you have indicated EAC partner states, yes. Who are the partner states? It's us, isn't it? It's the 8 of us, isn't it? And from our part, from Kenya, our concern is that budgets have been done. And it's not going to be easy to go back and ask for that kind of money, especially when this is an extra item. So, the director from IOM, the chairman and my minister are asking, when you are proposing these items with this expenditure, look for alternative ways of funding this without saying that the money will come from partner states, because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, very difficult. Thank you.
I think it is good that we are in the same page. And now this document is going to be a legal document where we can be sued if we fail to do that. Yes. So, but anyway, the takeaway now is that the Secretariat, which I'm very happy to tell her that some of the activities have already been funded, which is okay. And we don't know how much has been paid in this unknown way. Now, when you add them together, all right, what you have already collected. But anyway, the takeaway is that you are going to sit with IOM and you see how do you mobilize this money. When you come to us, don't sue us. If you tell me that you gave me 200,000, I did not pay, don't take me to court because I have not paid that one. But I think it's okay. You go and work on the details and what you have got. Of course, it's our work. We are not going to shy away if we have resources to pay something for these activities, which is really important, you know. So I don't know. Do you have any comment on this? Okay. Now, okay.
Chair, through my senior, I want to allay the fears of Kenya. I think the Secretariat has clarified that this is an estimate, that we've set ourselves some goals, hitherto not within our activities, and the cost estimates are these. and that cost may be shared with IOM. It's not that we are farming that we must produce this money. That's how I understood it. That's how I picked it. Yes, Chair. And in any case, this is for the EAC. It's not for IOM. It's ours. It's ours.
The Secretariat, of course, the Secretariat and the senior officials. You have discussed this ostensibly, and what were your argument on this? You just leave it like that the IOM and the Secretariat will go and make, or you have any tentative suggestion that you have provided? Not. It's okay. We leave it to the Secretariat and the IOM. Let them go and work it out. Yes, somebody there?
Thanks, Chair. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Agot Edward, a delegate from South Sudan.
The question that you just asked,
Honorable Chair, is a question that we talk as a delegate from South Sudan regarding the budget that has been projected there. Our question was, does the budget being asked by the Secretariat constitute the budget that we contribute as a member state to the East African community? And if the answer was yes, then the rest of the money that will come will be from the partners, the IOM, and the rest of the state that will top up from the contribution from the member state, which they channel to the East Africa community. Thank you.
I think we leave it like that. And anyway, you will, the Secretariat, when you are done with all the calculation, you will let us know. All right? So.
Chair, we have already done the calculations. We have gone through the figures, and it's now a grand total of 37,350,000 US dollars. We shall make an amendment
that is
to the section of
37 million.
37 million.
Okay. Yeah, sound better. All right. Okay, what next? Now we are finished with the document.
What next is, there are two things. One, the Secretariat will clean the document as for the interventions that have been made. And two, we have a page which is for signatures. And we will ask as we go for either you sign the last page and the Secretariat continue printing the other bigger document, then you will come and initial it, or yes, this is the last page of all the member states, starting from South Sudan, Democratic Republic of the Congo, down the line to the high table, which is the last page which you can sign, and the Secretariat clean up that final report, and it will be initials.
So we initiate during the lunch or what? Or we wait here?
You decide, or you can do it now.
If it is ready, then it's better we do it here. Are you ready, Secretariat? Will you be ready for 8 copies? Secretariat? Are you ready to provide now the 8 copies? We don't fear signing the last page. But what? But what will happen with the rest of the... Because if you go away from here, you may not get us. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The leader of delegation of the Permanent Secretaries was explaining, in the interest of time, you may sign the last page of the report, of your report, so that after lunch, the Permanent Secretaries would now go through the entire report, confirm that what has been amended has been captured very well, then they would initial the rest of the pages. But the original signatures will be appearing on the last page where the ministers will sign. If it is okay with you, Honorable
So now,
Chair.
what are you suggesting? We've signed this one, we go for lunch, and then we come back to initial the pages?
No, the Permanent Secretaries would come back and finalize the rest of the pages and initial them on your behalf, if you find it appropriate.
On our behalf? No, not on behalf. We are here present. We have to do that. Why would we do? We give you that responsibility, and we are here. So now, yes, Frank.
Honorable Chair, may I suggest something? While the Secretariat cleans up the document, I suggest we go to lunch, and the documents can be signed by Your Excellencies during lunch.
I think if you fail to give us a good answer, now we go for lunch. While you are polishing we are not going to sign the last page. We will sign it together with the other page. All right. When we finish from the lunch, okay, we come and sign. There is nothing that we are coming to discuss again. Is it okay? So,
I think that is okay.
Yeah. So break for lunch. While we are doing lunch, we can have actually the group photo. And then,
now?
All right?
Yeah. Yes, can you have a group photo here before you go for the lunch, and the high table after the group photo? You will be led by
we have no problem.
The team, our protocols.
Hello?
No, you can have a group photo here, and you will have another one down. Okay, thank you. This one should be for the final report. They should even how do you put it? They should print 8 documents or one document? 8 documents. Yes.
I'm too addicted to calling a sentence. tally on expiry date. Ulikasera njagala mbewendi.
Permanent secretaries, principal secretaries, the undersecretaries come behind the ministers and take this group photo inside here.
Or even a head of delegates, because the space behind is good. Thank you.